But before I talk about Tracy and her helpers, I did want to talk about the way that I learned to communicate while I couldn't speak or move. Like I said, if someone asked me a question and the answer was yes, this would be yes. And no was basically no response, because it took too much energy to say no, of course, but also there were so many questions where the answer was no. To respond to every single one was just too much work for me, which didn't really work very well, because most of the time my parents thought I was ignoring them, which was totally crazy, because I can't imagine why I would be hungry, thirsty, hot, have to go to the bathroom, have to itch my nose, have a headache, need to be adjusted, and want to ignore them when they ask me what I need. I would never do that. I'm not crazy. But they thought I was, for some reason. They thought that I had lost my mind. But I stayed the same person that I've always been that entire time, except I was very, very angry, and in that way I sort of went crazy, because I really wanted to tear everybody's head off, because the absolute hardest thing that a person, well, I don't know, I'm sure there are other things that are equal to that, but it was pure torture to be that sick and to not be able to talk, to need things and not be able to communicate those needs, and then to have people get mad at you because you can't communicate, because they think you're ignoring them or just trying to be difficult, or, you know, not wanting to answer because I'm being passive-aggressive or something like that, which I've never been a passive-aggressive person. Why I would suddenly decide to be passive-aggressive when all I was really trying to do was save my life, I have no idea. But anyways, so back to the way that I communicated. So if I needed a supplement, I would stick out my tongue. If I needed ginger, which I drank a lot of, my parents juiced ginger for me, and that helped me a lot. It improves circulation. It's an anti-inflammatory. It helps with pain. It helps with digestion, which, as I said earlier, my digestion was really impaired because of the hiatal hernia. It was really the only thing that made me feel better, and I drank it straight. I still drink it, not quite as much, but I drank it straight, and didn't solve anything, you know, overall, but it's the only thing that helped. So this was ginger, and if I needed potassium, I'd stick my tongue out to the left. And back then my fingers weren't curled up. Since I got out of bed, this finger doesn't open, and that's a whole another story. But I would point to my wrist for what time is it, and because I had to keep track of what time I did things, because if I tried to do something within an hour and a half after I ate, it was going to be a lot harder for me to do it. So like if I was going to try to floss my teeth, I had to wait an hour and a half to start trying to do that, because my digestion was so impaired from the hiatal hernia. And I felt like someone was standing on my chest the whole time. And then I had a few other, like an ice pack. Like I said, I had ice packs on my hands 24 hours a day, so this would be ice pack. I can't even remember all the symbols, signs that I came up with to communicate, but it got to where I had quite a few. Okay, I'm going to stop here, and then I'll start the next video, and I'll talk about how I got saved from my bed to where I am now.